Getting old is for the birds, right? Like literally, no, seriously. I woke up one morning this week and like my left hand was numb. I was like, oh man, must be something going on. I was like, no, just you just
Hey,
overweight. You step on the wrong side, bro.
hey, guess what? That's for me every day. Boy, I wake up, hand be numb, there go feet be numb, got something going on in the back of my Achilles. I'm like, what the hell? And I still get my butt out there and do stuff I ain't supposed to be doing.
See, now you
Like
put me to
playing
shame,
basketball
man.
and try to play at a high level, like I'm still 20 years old, playing flag football, contact flag football at a high level, like I'm 20 years old. I'm hard hit. I just ain't gonna get it up. I ain't
You
gonna get
better
it
than
up.
me. You better than me. Let me
No,
tell you, I
I'm
feel
gonna
like,
motivate you. You're gonna get it,
yeah,
buddy. You're gonna
yeah, I
get it.
believe you. One of these
You're gonna
days,
get
one day,
it.
one day I'm gonna believe you. But let me tell
You're
you,
gonna
man,
get it.
I feel like my hand going numb. Okay, fine, but look, I'm gonna need some sort of universal thing, in return, right? Like
Like
maybe if
what?
I wake up, my hand numb. I go out the house that morning. I don't know. I hit every green light or something. Something. Just give me something back.
Hey man, look. Hey man, look. I done woke up, man. Feet tingling, hands numb. Got a sharp pain in my hip. Hey, look,
Oh,
check this out. Check this out. So my mother,
mhm.
love her to death. She got to have surgery November 29th, replace her hip. And you know how I am. I'm always been the jokester. So I used to mess with her how she limped when she walked. Tell me why for the last month and a half.
Come on, man.
For the last, yeah, I joke on anybody. I joke about their mama. So tell
Hey,
me why the
man.
last month and a half my hip been hurting and I be trying not to walk with that limp.
Oh my
I
goodness.
said that's what I get for messing with my mama. And now my ass
Well,
walk with a limp.
I
But it's
need
all right
people
though.
get into the comments with that, man. Because there's an old thing for us. I don't know if it's a black thing, if it's a southern thing. But you don't sit in wheelchairs or play with crutches because then you'll need them later, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I want y'all get in the comments, man. Is that something that happens? You ever play in a
yeah.
wheelchair or mock somebody, then all of a sudden you had whatever you were mocking?
Bro, look here. I'll tell you, I've never had hip at all the years of playing sports. I've had all type of injuries, nagging pain. I ain't never had nothing to my hip. And like I get up in the morning time and I look at myself walking like my mama. And I said that's my payback for messing with her ass walking like it.
Well, first of all, pay the man. Second of all, like you wrong for that, man.
I
You are
know
wrong
it,
for
man.
that.
I
Oh,
joke
and
on
thirdly,
everybody.
hey everybody, what's up, Miss Elaine? See,
What up? What up? What up?
see.
What up?
Yeah. So welcome back to Let's Talk with Gales and Dean. I'm your boy Gales as usual, and to my left is.
Man, you know it is, man. It's your boy, Insane Mr. Dean. I see my boy Trevor Covington in there. You was right. But nobody gonna beat your Georgia Bulldogs. Them boys are looking good. Them
Oh my
boys are
goodness.
looking good, man.
Right, man. See, mom told me not to play around like that. So is it a black thing? Is it a southern thing? Is it an old folks trying to trick us into not mocking people thing? What is it? I'm A-Man Dean here, mocking his mom. Look, first of all, remind me to slap you upside the head. Don't be messing with mama like that. But yeah, man, mocking mom's limp, and then he had one.
Hey, man. Hey, they say what goes around comes around. I'll be damned if it didn't
Yeah,
come around, man.
pay the man. That gummit Disney's never gonna love us, bro.
They love us.
So yeah, so stick around with us. We're gonna talk about some blended family. Some challenges, some top five things. Here there. Maybe a dab a little bit in the sports. A couple of things happen. Probably need to mention. Uh, you know, trending topics and whatnot. But we're gonna start. I hate this segment, bro. I really do. But you beat me down, and your name's on the show too, right? So we're gonna do a little bit of Dean's. What are we calling it? We don't even have a name for the segment. Just conspiracy Dean.
Conspiracy thing.
Get your CD here. All right, what we got this week, man?
Man, my conspiracy Dean, man, it's still on this Kanye thing. But I need to get off of it because there was some more things that transpired this week, that I got conspiracy on. But I'm still diving deep into this Kanye performance of Donda, of the whole album release party, the three part release party of the thing, and Me being the conspiracy I am, I'm thinking he was performing a ritual. You
Mhm.
said I was wrong. Performing an Illuminati ritual. You say I was wrong, which I could be wrong.
Well, look,
But me
not
being
saying
the
that you're
conspiracist
wrong.
that I am,
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
I
whoa,
think
whoa!
I'm
I didn't
right.
say you were wrong. I'm saying we just disagree on what that was, right? Like,
Yeah.
even the word ritual sounds kind of gross. Like, ooh, ritual. Oh no. Like, but for me, I mean, you have a routine, also known as a ritual. You get up, get yourself together, you go to work, you come home, you kiss the babies, then you go out, you work out, get that body together, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a ritual. But what the ritual is what we're kind of disagreeing on. But I don't know, and we both admit that we don't know, right? But here's what Dean is thinking, and here's why. Go ahead, Dean.
So the research that I did on this Kanye album release party, it's like he's persuading himself to the Antichrist. This is not me saying this. This is my information I dug into and broke down. And it's like he's persuading himself as if he was the Antichrist, of how he's when he come back and do all these great things. Like the part where he performed when they got the police and the fence around the house that he grew up on. There's a replica of the house that he grew up in with the cross on top of the house where he brung out the baby and he brung out Marilyn Manson. They come out the house, but he come out the house. The house represents the people, and outside of the house was the cops and the fence, and that's the martial law part of it. But he's gonna end all that. That was part of the reason why he brung Kanye and the baby out. I mean, not Kanye and the baby, but the baby and Marilyn Manson out, because we all know they done some controversial things. So him bringing them out of that house is make it look like he made peace with them. He can make everything all right. But in reality, he's really not making everything all right, because he's the Antichrist. And we know if you read the book of Revelation, the Antichrist is going to come back and make everything look like it's picture perfect. But that's not the case at all. So that's what I took from this ritual as I dug deep and watched the three parts. And I'm not done. I'm not done with my research and digging in. That's what I was just talking to Mr. Gales not too long ago about this. Like, bro, this might be a whole 3-hour show we could do on this, because it's different parts that you really I really gotta go in and you break down, and you got to go back and read, and you got to go back and listen, and you got to go in depth on all this stuff. So I don't want nobody to quote me and hold me to this, because I still got a lot of homework to do on this. But that's just what I took from this album, this 3-part album release party. Like he was performing a ritual, and a ritual as if to say he was the Antichrist.
So I'm gonna hold you to every word you say, that gum, and everything you do. I'm holding you to it.
You always do.
All right. No, but I get what you're saying. Like, it was it looked strange, right?
Very
we had
strange.
a commenter say, I think he's just crazy, right? She said, I honestly think he's just crazy. And yeah, like one of his albums had a tagline, I hate being bipolar, it's awesome. Right? Which is both things all at once. But the idea of some evil or bad thing surrounding his past, his childhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
And him lighting himself on fire and then emerging to be coupled with the bridegroom, or with the groom, which some people say is a nod to Kim Kardashian. But I think it's very much scripture based. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's more like the world is the world, and it's trying to shoot you, get you down, assassinate your character, whatever. And what you have to do is you have to kill yourself. No, wait a minute, not suicide, right? We're talking about the biblical version of, I think it's Paul who's saying, I die daily.
Mm-hmm.
You got to kill that spirit, that old spiritual self, and rededicate yourself to God every day. So you got the devil surrounding you. You kill yourself. He sets himself on fire. Mm-hmm. He emerges. Unburnt, right? Like some out of Game of Thrones. He's coupled with the bride, which in the Bible, Christ is called the bridegroom, right? And then he ascends into the raptors, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, artistically, fabulous, fantastic, right? Is he trying to say that he's the devil? I don't know. So your idea about the Antichrist, and we've had this discussion before, it's not going to be this weird, like sort of subtle thing. It's going to be very apparent. Remember, they say the Antichrist in the Bible talks about how I'm going to, like, how the Antichrist is going to claim to be the second coming of Jesus Christ. He's going to perform miracles.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to do all these things. It's a very open, outward thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. To my knowledge, he hasn't claimed himself to be Jesus Christ, even though he has that, deemed himself as Jesus at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But even that, he changed his name, from Kanye, which I guess means self or the only one or something like that, to Ye, which means, you. So you went from being all about me to being all about you. That's what an article said, right?
Yeah. And
so
hey, man,
it's a lot going on, man.
I'm looking at the text, man. Shout out to two of my guys, man. One of my boys, Jamont Deloney, man. That's one of my basketball guys out here in St. Louis. Shout out, man. And my boy Kendrick Ingram Jr. If you need a hookup on shoes, go to my guy Kendrick. He got you. He got you, man. I told you I was gonna shoot you out, my guy. He got you. But man, thank y'all for watching. But yeah, man, it can. This Kanye thing can go. It can go either way, man. It can go. I see you, Josh Turner, man. What's up, big guy? Right. But it can go either way, man. Like you made
heroes, bro.
you made good points about it yourself. I could see where it could be going like he's trying to change, but I can see it from the other way too of what I'm saying with my conspiracy. So that's why I say, man, there's still a lot of homework to be done on this. I still got to listen to the full album. I've got halfway through it, but I'm gonna listen to it 2 or 3 times so I can listen to the words, what they talk about, and then I can come back with this. Right. Man, we can have a show on this for about 2 or 3 hours. I guarantee you. But with the content and stuff that we come up with and we put it on here and we can get the people to interact with us, we can, man. It's a lot. It's a lot to it, and it can go either way. But
I think it's more interesting. We did this with LeBron James, right? Where I was like, I get what you're saying, but why do you hate the dude on the basketball court so much? And like the reasons you give, fine, whatever. But my interest in this type of thing is, why are people breathing so much life into one thing or the other without doing any research? Right? It's deemed a Christian album. If you listen to it, it sounds very positive. You know what I mean? If you listen to the words, I can't find anywhere where he's like, yeah, man, I'm the Antichrist. Come on over, right? Get your 666 mark, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
Like even when people talk about the vaccine, like, don't get the vaccine because it's the mark of the beast. Like, no, the Bible, if you're going based off of that, and the Bible is telling you that it's going to be an actual number, like Cain back in the day, where Cain has killed his brother Abel, and he's decided, oh no, now they're going to kill me. And God's like, nope, I'm going to put a mark on your forehead. That way nobody will kill you. It's going to be a very apparent, open thing, right? I don't think it's going to be this kind of slip something in there, then boom, now you worship the devil and don't even know it. Like, that's not how he rolls, you know what I mean?
No, you're right. Well, like I said, it's a lot for us to get into. I got some more homework to do on it, and so I don't want to take 2 minutes of our guests and our fans' time this week on it. But trust me, we got a lot to come back with it. I'm still stuck in my conspiracy way. Mr. Gale's got his way of thinking about it, and that's what's gonna make it. That's what's gonna make it a great debate, because it's so much to dig into. Like I said, I still got to listen to the full album. I've listened to a lot of it, but I'm going to listen to the full album, and I'm going to listen to it more than once. And I'm going to go back and look at all 3 of these album release parties. Again, I don't look at them twice. I got to look at them again because I want in-depth. So I have my research, and I have stuff to back up with when I come back with this. But it's a lot, but we're going to get back to it on another show. Well, our other topics today, something me and you have experienced.
Don't do it. Not yet. Not yet, dude.
All right.
I ain't gonna do it yet.
First of all, getting some praise from Josh Turner, man. Mr. Clean. Thank you so much, sir.
What's up, man? Hey, man, look at you. I'm tell you what, man. Turner was a guy, man, that came to Spring Hill High School with us, not knowing nobody, and just stepped in like he was just a regular old dude, man, and liked him ever since. Paco, the Mario Liggins, Mr. 65 himself. What's up, my dude, man? But yeah, man, Josh Turner, man, I'm telling you, man, that's a great guy, man. One of my all-time favorites. And met him when we was 17, 18. Now we 36. So and he ain't never changed. Mismatch shoes and all, man. Still to this day. I respect that, man.
Yeah, man. So I don't know. So we're gonna move off of Kanye and whatnots. But my whole idea is you got to put yourself in those shoes. Like, do you want a bunch of people coming out and saying, man, hey, Dean grew his beard out, he bald now. That's a sign that he's a devil worshiper now, right? Like, man, that's crazy. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of us out there.
I don't know. I mean, don't quote me. I'm just saying, like, some people online said that Dean grew his beard out and shaved his head bald because he worships the devil. It's like, you got to be careful with stuff like that, man, because you're not going to like it coming back to you.
You're right.
Know what I mean?
You're right. That's why I got to do my research.
Yeah, that's all I got to research. This subject. How did you talk me into conspiracy, Dean?
You the one keep doing it. I'm trying to get past it, and you keep coming up with stuff. We're trying to move on,
air,
but you bring up something else. I think your damn dread is too tight or something today, man.
Man, I am so tired. Like, that's what it is. Hey, y'all pray for me out there that I'm dealing with this dude.
Man, pray for him to get a haircut out there, y'all. Look at this shit, man.
Yeah, man. So look, thank y'all for sticking around, their audience, man.
Appreciate it.
Back and forward and just throwing old videos up. Just it's tough. It's tough. The working has changed. We did a little moving. As much as I got on you about showing up for the show while you were moving, I get it.
It's tough, man. It's tough.
Yeah, man.
But that's why we're a team. So we got to have each other back. I understand, just like you understood. Moving is not as easy when you're trying to throw in a show to do. You got to find that hour or two to take out to do this.
Right.
What we're doing, and it ain't as easy. But
no.
When it's time to lights, camera, and action, man, I forget about all that, and it was time to go, man. Yeah. So I got patience. I bear with you, brother. I bear with you.
I appreciate that. And anybody out there, because I got a bunch of missed calls and texts, my bad. Okay, look, my mom is. I'm in all kinds of trouble, man. Shout out to my grandmother. Her birthday is coming up. I gotta get it together. Shout out to Jordan Zaydan, by the way.
Yeah, man. Little nephew had a birthday. He getting old on us, man.
I know.
My daughter Madison, she had a birthday over October the 7th. She's 12 now. Little grown woman, what I call her. She is closest to Sydney Williams as you can get. When I mean by that, I mean the shit talking, the attitude, everything. She the closest to me. Out of all my kids, that's the closest to me.
I don't know, man. Josiah is like he looks like one and acts like the other, and it's scary. That energy and that what you tell me not to do. Okay.
Them two there.
I can't do what? Okay.
Yeah, I give it to them two. They the most Sydneyest out of all my kids.
Yeah, we gotta get that out of them. So look, man, bring it up. Try to take a little quick shot. Bring it up, family, man. Look, both of us got significant others. Both of us got kids. Got the regular jobs, and then we're doing this little show here. Mm-hmm. Other part of our discussion, man, blended families.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. I don't know. I don't even know where to start. I love to see the audience get in the comments with some questions or just even some thoughts, man. Any of y'all got blended families out there? This is the time to commiserate and boost each other up and support. Like, Dean and I do this a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, man, let me tell you what happened. Like, bro, I hear you, man. Here's what we got to do. So I want to kind of reflect that now for anybody else who may come from a blended family or have one of their own. But what do you think, Dean? What you got going on?
Well, I know, man, for me, and I stepped into one at a very, very young age, man. Shit, you know what I'm saying? And
pay the man.
And so, outside of my, I got 5 kids of my own. But then I got kids that I raised too. You know what I'm saying? And then, it ain't easy because you got how can I put this? You gotta make time, like, so if you got your kids, but you don't want your kids to be like, well, you showing more love to those kids, and it's the getting along part and stuff and everything that come with that. And then you got outside stuff that also try to step in, outside families. Maybe you're not with the mother of your child no more, but you were somebody new, or maybe you're not with the father of your child or somebody or no more. You were somebody new when they got kids, and it all come into play. Well, to make that work, you got to come together, even though them ain't your kids. To make that work, you got to come in and be one. You know what I'm saying? Like even for mine that ain't mine, I say they mine because I raised them since they was yay tall. to the point David, you know him, hell, he damn near just like me. Like this dude talk, run his mouth, talk, you know, anything. Like I'm like, damn, this dude
smoother.
Yeah, you know, he just taller than me, but it's like he been around me so long that like, all right, he feed off it like he act like city, you know what I'm saying? So, and then you know, like you gotta just have that blend of, man, I can't be different to one, even though they ain't mine, even though they're mine, and I can't be different to the ones that ain't mine. And that's a hard thing to come by because you're gonna have arguments talking about you favoritize this one over that one. You know, it's gonna be back and forth. A blended family, it could work, but do it work all the time? The stuff to come with it, you got to have a lot of patience with it. And you got to deal with a lot of outside stuff too that ain't easy. I've been in it, man. I've done it. You know what I'm saying? One of them, you know, in college, the other one in the army. You know what I'm saying? So I did something right. You know what I'm saying? But then I got my own that I got to raise too. And I never did want them to think that, well, you didn't stay with my mom, but you showing them more love. So what about me? And that's the hard ball that you got to play. And I understand it. I get it. Because when you don't stay with that mom or you don't stay with that dad, but you get into a new relationship or something, and you know, y'all two got a house or whatever together, and you're around them more than your other ones, then that's when the hard ball come into play. And that's a hard pill to deal with. Very hard. Trust me, bro.
I couldn't imagine, man.
I wasn't always perfect in this situation. It took a lot. Me and you didn't have discussions. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got to go all over the show, but we had discussions. It's hard. It ain't hard. I mean, it can get easy over time, and then it can get right back hard. Then it can get easy again, and then that shit can go all the way down the hill. It's hard, man. Like, but do I love any of the kids any less? Nah, I love them like they are mine. And,
but that's the main thing, right? Because we all listen. Let me look to the audience real quick, Dean. Excuse me. We're all trying our daggone best. Like some people are just built for different types of. You know, I got somebody in Miss Laney, right, talking about parenting styles. Parenting styles are just different. But guess what? Just like your parenting styles maybe differ from family to family, your children's personalities are crazy different, man. Crazy. I've got one child that I can say, oh, I can't believe you did this. And they're like, oh no, I'm sorry for hurting your feelings and destroying trust. And I'm going to make it better, right? The other one's like, I can't believe you did this. Like, me neither, Dad. Hey, you just look out for the next thing I try. You know what I mean? So what do? You know, I love Mr. Liggins puts it in the chat with measuring attention, right? It really is a lot of paying attention to your children. You know, are their personality? I mean, as they grow and change, like the human brain doesn't finish developing to around age 24. That's what we're dealing with.
Hell, I don't know if mine done yet. Shit.
Neither, man. Look, I feel like for both of us, man, we've been through some things, and I don't know, people mature differently. But one thing about me, I feel like my parenting style has changed. It was very authoritative, right? You know, do this or else. And, you know, because I mean that's how it is in the South. For me, that was my experience. Yeah. Hey, didn't I tell you take out that trash? Then here comes a healthy reminder. You know what I mean? Look, that's my boy. What's up, Mr. Jude?
What up, Craig?
I forgot about you, bro. Look, you got to go back in the video to get all the apologies for me not doing stuff I was supposed to do. But said it'll make them run hills and things like that for about 14 minutes. You know what I mean? So it's about finding that, for me, what's worked. I'm going to try to stay in my own experience. What's worked for me is shutting up a little bit more, which is hard for me. You know me. Your boy loves to talk. So shutting up a little bit, try to see from their point of view where they're coming from and their intent, right? And then be gentle in my corrections, right? Instead of me just telling them, hey, do this. And, oh, well, I don't want to, hey, you got to be quiet. It's disrespectful, right? instead of doing that as much, I try to do more of a, well, tell me about why you're trying to do it this way, and then give them a chance every now and then. You know what I mean? Give them a chance to do the right thing. When they do wrong, let it soak sometimes. What would you say your parenting style is?
Shit. You know who my daddy was?
Man, what the frap, Dean?
you remember my daddy, don't you? So, all right then. Like but to be honest with you, I done got soft. Like when it come to Madison, Annika, Josiah, Isaiah, I'm solving shit. Like I back off because I'm just
man.
It's like I let them.
You know what? No. So let me just talk to the audience for a minute. I need a break from you. So Dean and I are courting Disney something fierce, even though they don't even know we exist. And I told him, like, hey man, we can't be cursing on here because then maybe, we can get a little shot there. So every time we have to create a fine system for Dean, every time he curses, I say pay the man. Right. And hopefully that'll help him. But it's been over a year and it hasn't yet. But let's check in with him, see if he's changed. Welcome back, Mr. Dean.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, that shit ain't gonna help. So anyway, shit, hell,
Pay the man. And
my bad. Anyway, man, like I came up old. My dad was very old school. My dad was very, very old school. It was he was strict. You know what I'm saying? Like not the biggest guy in the world, but I knew when he meant business. And it is what it is. My dad gave me a lot of constructive criticism growing up. I didn't always like when it came to sports and stuff, especially sports stuff. He like, you gonna earn every bit of any playing time, anything you get, because I'm not the one that's gonna tell you that you good 24/7. Man, it was time that I thought I did. He'd be at practice watching, and I thought I did good. And my dad like, hell, you didn't do shit. Like you walk around like you King Tut, and you not. He like get back to reality, son. You human. You're not invincible. And a lot of that as a child, I'm like, damn, daddy. But then as I got older, and then I started talking to him, I realized it helped me. Constructive criticism helped. You can't always brag on your child 24/7 because they get that stuck in their head. They get that stuck in their head like they great. That's the thing with my son Isaiah that he don't get from me. He get constructive criticism from me, and he can't stand it. But his mama give him all the praise in the world. He does no wrong.
Ooh. See, that's some Game of Thrones stuff right there.
So guess who he side with 90% of the time? 95%. He side with her because he can do wrong and she don't make it like he do no wrong. But me, on the other hand, when you talk to me, when I call to Tennessee and I talk to you, and you done did something, or I find out you did something, I'm giving you constructive criticism. You don't want to hear that. I'm not doing it. I don't do it to down you, even though it sounds like it. That should motivate you not to do the shit that you've been doing.
Pay the man.
I'll pay you in a minute. But anyway, that's what it's all about. You cannot just get it, and that's just like it was with the boys I raised. Hadrian them. I was tough on them as kids. I was tough. You couldn't do shit, and I wouldn't go get on you. Okay, because it was a whole new generation, which is the generation is now, and I seen where it was going. So if I didn't stay on you, you were gonna go all the way left. But they mama always used to say I was being too tough. So I came to the point, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna back off. You handle it. You handle it. I'm too tough. Every time I say hey, I'm getting on them, and you don't want that. So when I backed the hell off, they started getting into shit. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, look,
it's because she wouldn't hold them accountable for the stuff that everything they were doing was all right, but in my eye, it wasn't all right. You understand what I'm saying? Like it wasn't all right, and I'm gonna let you know that you wasn't doing all right, but it's constructive criticism because I don't want you to keep doing it. So I'm telling you what you're doing is bad. You can't take that as, well, you getting on me for doing bad. I'm gonna keep doing bad. No, that you do that is all right. He got a point. I keep doing bad. I can wind up in jail. I can wind up hurting somebody. I can wind up hurting myself. I can wind up dead. But when you're going back and forth with the moms, and or it's some dads make it like, oh, my kid is perfect, and the mom be like constructive criticism. When you're going back and forth with that, that's where that line come, and it make it hard. You know what I'm saying? It make it real hard because can't nobody see eye to eye. You're never
But
gonna
then what do
have.
you have to say? What do you have to say about so like she talks about need both? It's a balance, right?
Mhm.
Especially with like your situation in specifically. Because I'm
Mhm.
blessed enough to have my kids, all in one home. My stepchildren,
Mhm.
like I've known them since they were little, and it's not very much pushback from their side of the family, right?
Yeah.
They seem to trust me with me, my wife and I, mainly my wife, with decision making because they like how they see how our girls seem to be. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But what do you say to the balance of maybe not worrying so much about the other parent, like the mom, but
Mhm.
just constantly stay on the kid. They don't have to necessarily you just, wagging your finger, telling them, "Hey, don't do this, don't do that, don't that." This is what I was talking about. How my parenting kind of changed. My approach is more questionary, right? I may ask him, "Well, what made you do that? Or why do you
Mhm.
think that was okay? Or why, you know what I mean?" And have them get those wheels turning and think it through. I've had situations to where, one of my oldest daughters, my 16-year-old, will just drew a line in the sand and refuse to admit she was wrong. And I left it at that. And
Mhm.
I had to let the consequences of that teach her at that point.
Mhm.
But I've also had times with her where she was like, so why'd you do that? Well, I did it because of this. What made you think that was okay? Well, I thought this is that. And as we go on and talking and me just asking questions, shutting up a little bit and listening, her coming to the conclusion herself, which is way more valuable, of like, oh shoot. Like there'll be sometimes like she won't even admit it. She'll just look at me like, uh, all right, dad. I just wanna,
Mhm.
yeah. Just let me think for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So maybe
My-
that's how we do it. One, don't worry about the mom so much, but two, talk to the kid and get them to tell you why they did what they did. And as time go on, you build a little more confidence in each other, right? Trust.
Well, my number one thing that I remember my dad always telling me, and every one of my kids that's mine and not mine will tell you, I've told them this, and I still tell them this to this day. The
Mhm.
number one thing he used to say to me, and I used to be like, what the hell he mean by saying this? But now I know it in my adulthood. My dad used to always say, a hard head makes a soft ass.
Pay the man.
I'll pay you later on. And that's true. And I've even said that all the way down to my youngest, Josiah. Tell him that all the time. Hard head make a soft
Right.
ass, son.
But look at this
You
comment
are
right
under,
here.
but like what? And they be like, they look at me like, what the hell you talking about when you say that? And I'm like, I used to look my dad the same way when he tell me that. But you'll understand what I'm talking about if you keep going out and doing this knucklehead stuff. I'm also, this is one of my saying, you got to learn. You gonna learn.
Right.
And what that means, you're gonna learn. You keep playing with fire, right? You keep playing fire. What's gonna happen? Yeah, it's gonna get burnt. All right.
Pay the man. Well, you on
Oh
fire
no, man,
today.
this is real talk right here, man. This is
I
this
hear
real
you.
talk. Like, and it's just like if I keep going to slap a pit bull on his ass, he gonna
Pay the
attack
man.
me. So you got to you're gonna learn if you keep on doing this bad. And that's even us up for us and adults. We keep on doing something bad.
Right.
It's eventually gonna catch up to you.
So let's look at the comments real quick. All right, some kids need the nourishment, but they also need the toughness of a male figure.
Mhm.
And then she says, but what if they do it again? Right? Of course, Keon's in there, big cheerleader, man. My man, Keon Hopkins. God, dog.
Keon, you
Some of
know
his
what it is,
names.
dog. Gail's trying to be nice over here. I'm preaching.
Well, it's not like it's about switching it up.
You switching it
Because
up. You're right.
let me ask you this: as tough as you are, tell them over and over and over, and sticking to your parenting style, right? Or let's take it to coaching. You're a coach.
Mm-hmm.
Use the same coaching style with everybody,
Mm-hmm. I do.
right? But your coaching style needs to be probably more open for
Mm-hmm.
interpretation, right? Because you can't coach every child the same.
You can't.
And so I'm not saying be
Can't.
soft, like even Miss Rogers' comment, right? Also need toughness from the male figure. But what
Mm-hmm.
does that mean? Right? Does it mean like, boy, I'm gonna get you every time?
Mm-hmm.
Does it mean yelling the kid? No, I think a lot of it, toughness needs to be, hey boy, get in here, do these dishes with me. Right?
Yeah.
Hey boy, let's go clean your room and do some laundry. Hey, let's
Yeah.
get out there and go fishing. Hey, let's go. Man, studies show that around like black kids especially, around fourth grade or before fourth grade, they usually test better than white kids and black girls, right? And they usually behave better. But around that fourth grade area, we kind of lose them, right? And then because we don't learn the same as other people, right? But the idea of that, even if you came up in a home where your sisters did all the cooking and cleaning, and your brothers were playing ball, I mean, that's for me that seems to be a recipe for disaster. Especially if some things happen later on in your adult life that you aren't ready for. We should be teaching our boys how to cook, clean, read, write, study, sit down somewhere, get back to the house, right? Because everything that women complain about towards men, you can see that behavior being cultivated when those young men are boys.
Yeah. And as you say that, one thing I've done with all my kids, anything, help tying the shoe, learn how to use the bathroom, how to move stuff, anything. I'm gonna help you a few times, but eventually you're gonna do it on your own. Right. Because one day I'm not gonna be around and you're gonna have to do it on your own. And I'm even the same way with my girls. I'm not gonna help you. I'm not gonna hold your hand through life. I can't because I'm not gonna always be around. You know what I'm saying? Your mama not gonna always be around. Your dad not always gonna be around. Your grandmother's not gonna always be around. Your granddaddy not gonna always be around. Your aunts and uncles not always gonna be around. Right. So you gotta learn how to do this on your own and be very independent. That's why I like what you said about learning young men to cook and stuff. Right. My daddy taught me how to cook at a young age. He said, "Be independent before you're anything." Right. You don't never want to depend on nobody to do something for you. Right. Ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
building yourself up and preparing yourself to be in a relationship, if that's something that you want to do, right? First of all, they need to know that it's an option. You know what I mean? It's an option. Like for our, us Bible readers out there, right? One of my favorite things about the Adam and Eve story, like you got all the famous stuff, right? The fall and all that. But one of my favorite things about that is Adam is out there working, right? I'm naming the animals, I'm taking care of the gardening, I'm fending for myself. I'm doing all this stuff and preparing, right, for an Eve, right? And understanding that being a man isn't this thing of I can stomp my feet and you just have to listen, right? It's a job title. It's a responsibility. And that means we have to be well-versed in a myriad of different things to make sure we can pass that on to our children. I need my girls to know how to fish and hunt as well as do dishes and cook. And the same thing for the boys. Right. But I think where we kind of mess up is we don't listen enough. Right. You talk to your kids and you listen. You meet them where they are and then you try to infiltrate them. If it's important to them, it needs to be important to you. And I think using more examples that they understand, right? And they'll remember getting a chance to I may have been wrong. He may have still punished me, but he let me, he let me say my piece. Right. He let me communicate,
But it's a lot now. Like as I got older, I got out of the whooping stage. Like Josiah got in trouble at school a couple of weeks ago, and you know how I am. I'm laid back now, and I play with him to my mom would be like, "All right, man, you you got to start back getting serious with him." You know what I'm saying? So I was like, "All right, he got in trouble." So I took him outside, and I made him pick up one of my medicine balls, not one of the heavy, with the 5-pound medicine ball, something he can do. He had to hold it over his head. And in my backyard, it's a whole back alley. He had to run it down and back, come back to me, drop down, 10 push-ups, 10 leg lifts, get up, do that again. Back down and back was one, and it's a long alley. Right. So he had to do it 5 times, all that. That right there, you thought I'd kill that boy. He cried worse than I've ever whooped him.
Right.
But so I'm again, like, that's.
But then again, you got some kids that if you tell them I'm disappointing you, man, that's the stream of tears, right? Yeah. But my question would be to you, do you know why he got in trouble? Was he able to express that? Did y'all address that? Did y'all both come up with a plan that y'all agree on moving forward? You know what I mean?
Yeah. We can. He ain't got in. He ain't got into it, again, and I get it. I know for Josiah and Madison, my 2 youngest, the kids are very, very hyper. They're very, very outspoken. They me all over again. So I get it because I did the same stuff in school. So I get it with them too. But I'm like, you got to tone it down. Even right now, I'm 36 and I'm very outspoken. I'll speak my mind anybody. I don't care. But in certain situations, I got to know when to do it and how to do it. So that's what I'm trying to instill in those two, the younger ones, when to do it and how to do it. Especially if you're in a school setting, because 9 times 10, they're going to take it the wrong way, so they're going to send you to the office as a sign of disrespect.
I love that. Taking things the wrong way. It's a perfect segue, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, one thing before we get off this topic, one of my biggest issues, especially right now, is when I don't feel like energetic or well enough to get up and do the things that I know would help my family. Man, I feel real guilty, right? But as I feel guilty, then that makes me want to just sit and do nothing even more. And sit and do more, and my kids come to the door and like, all right, I'll be out maybe later or tomorrow. You know what I mean? And it's just a vicious cycle, right? And this is something that, you know, I know I can't be the only one that goes through these sort of ups and downs. But man, just take a tiny step in the direction that you think is appropriate and just see what happens. Yeah.
And you know, like if you're in a blended family, if you ever have dealt with a blended family, or you're gonna deal with and you're gonna come into a blended family, find ways to make it work. It ain't gonna be easy. I promise you, it won't be easy. You know what I'm saying? If it was easy, then everybody would do it. I take it back. Hell, everybody probably wouldn't do it. Let me tell you that right now. But anyway,
lots of communication is. I think
it's got to take a lot of communication. Yeah. And you go off, of course, how you was raised, but then you got to put your own parenting into it. You know,
right?
You can't be soft, and you can't be too hard. So you got to find a balance, as Mr. Gale said. You know what I'm saying? And I had to learn that because I was all about hard, because that's how I was raised. My mom wasn't that mean, but she was still a tough cookie. My grandmother, she about like my daddy. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I knew growing up, man. It was just tough. It was constructive criticism, which have helped me into my adulthood, because you cannot just brag on somebody 24/7 because they be rotten, they be ruined. So it come with a balance. If you're gonna do it, if you're in it, or you're looking to be in one in the future.
It takes both parents to both say, like, hey, here's some things you need to work on. And also, I'm proud of you for some things that you're doing or trying to do. But with that, let's move on into. I need a fade on that. What am I doing? All right, man. Trending topics, aka tropics. What you got this week, Mr. Dean?
Man, my tropics this week is on this Kyrie Irving vaccination thing. You thought, look, hey, every time you want it, you ain't getting it. But it's the Kyrie Irving vaccination thing. And, you know, the group of guys I play ball with out here in Missouri, where I live at, man, they've been going back and forth about it all week long. I mean, they've been in group messages. They've been going, you know, some saying he dumb, some saying, you know, Kyrie's just being Kyrie, Kyrie self. And this is just like I told you. And I'm telling anybody out there that's listening to this show, okay, Kyrie is refusing to play right now because he don't believe in taking the vaccine, which is fine. And this is the same thing I told my guys that I play ball with in the group message. I'm like, I'm against the vaccine. I am. Okay. But I'm also not against anyone who takes the vaccine. Okay. I'm not. It's your body. You do what the hell you want to with it.
Absolutely.
And who gives a F-U-C-K about what anybody thinks?
You
know what I'm saying?
So
I'm gonna say that one more time. I'm gonna say it one more time, and I want everybody to hear that, because this is this vaccine thing, and you know, Kyrie is taking a lot of flack on this, and I'm kind of on his side. This is how I feel. This is my opinion, because my counterpart right here, Mr. Gales, he got the vaccine. Me and him have had this discussion many times, and he tried to find ways to make me believe why I should take it. And so I'm gonna say this one more time, just like I told my guy that I play ball with. I'm against the vaccine. Okay. I'm not against anyone who takes the vaccine. I don't care. It's your body. You do what the hell you want to with it. And who gives a F-U-C-K about what anybody thinks?
I'm gonna count that.
That's
Pay
why
the man. Kids can that go. I know that gum mouse can spell.
That's all
Pay the
right.
man. That counts, though, bro.
That's how I feel about that
No,
Kyrie
I hear you.
situation.
I hear you.
That's how I feel
But
about
that's
it.
what we continue to talk about. Like, we got to be able to talk to each other with respect. Okay. I just think what we're missing is that, just like all these people who are out there saying, like, government shouldn't be able to tell businesses what to do. Right. But in a lot of these places, businesses are themselves deciding with their private business to sorry, that's that blended family up there.
I thought you had to fall
the
or
idea,
something.
no. But I think what we're missing is, like, these private businesses can decide, just like you can with your body, what to do with their business. And that's kind of where we're at. Legally, no one can force you to get medical treatment. There are a lot of people, homeless people on the streets right now who have, schizophrenia and all these mental health, issues, right? But they can't force them to take the medication that may or may not can help them. No one can force you to take the vaccine. But what you're seeing is the lines are being drawn of, like, from the people who believe that it helps to the people who believe that it doesn't help, right? Your job may decide, hey, I need all my employees to get vaccinated, or I need them to get tested regularly because this virus is killing people. You know what I mean? Kyrie Irving, and him saying that they're trying to force him to take it, like, I can get Cindy like that, but what they're saying is, no, you don't have to take it. Just like we don't have to keep you on this team. So at first they were kind of flirting around with, because the state of New York says that any large, big ticket item, games and concerts like that, you have to show proof of vaccination to be involved,
or take or have a negative test
within a certain amount of time, right? Yeah. Well, I think California and New York State.
Oh yeah,
New York City.
So they went with the whole full thing. Okay.
The state of California, yeah, you got to show that you've been vaccinated.
Okay.
So what that does for him being a part of the Brooklyn Nets is that all the home games, if he doesn't get the vaccine, he can't participate from state legislation, right? As per the law. Okay. And so he kind of flirted with, well, maybe I'll just play all away games in the states that don't care, And so as he continues on with this, I'm not getting vaccinated, then the team does what the team does, which is make the best decision for them. I can't have a guy who is voluntarily, sitting out of a third of the schedule, half. I don't even know how that works.
No, they got 82 games. So
right. So while he's willing to risk $300,000+ a game, they're saying that, in athletics, there's been one unwritten rule: your biggest ability is your availability, right? Just like a guy who's injured all the time. Sorry, Kyrie, if you're going to miss half the games, like, no, we're not going to honor this contract. But I think we just got to realize that, what we're saying is, when people decide not to take the vaccine, that's great. That's your choice. But that means you can't participate in certain things. People who are under the age of 21 are not supposed to drink. Under the age of 18 are not supposed to vote, operate a vehicle by themselves, or smoke. You know what I mean? We've always had these sort of things of, like, if you want to participate in X, you need to do blank, and I think that's where we're at now.
Yeah, that's where we at, but I'm still with what I said. It makes me no different either way if you got it or not. Like I told those dudes that would play ball, well, hell, I ain't vaccinated, and y'all still come out here and play ball with me 3 nights a week, get along just fine. I'm not mad at you that you got the vaccine. Everybody got it or don't have it for their own various reasons.
Yeah,
it's my body. I can do what the hell I want to. I got a lot of tattoos everywhere on me. I made that choice to do that. I don't care, Jeremy, if you don't like that. I'm just using for example.
Yeah.
I don't care if you don't like that. I did that. I wanted that ink on my body. Okay.
But I think for that, just using that example, if I said I want my wedding pictures to look a certain way, we're wearing short sleeves, but I don't want tattoos showing, and I decide, sorry, Dean, you got tats, you can't come to my wedding. Like, that needs to be respected just as much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I don't know why I would have sleeveless. And I'm sorry for laughing earlier. I just noticed your shirt, man. It's so cute.
Look at that. You call my shirt cute. You call my shirt cute.
Baby Yoda. That's what it is, man. Look, hey, it's my body. I can say what I want.
It's cute. Homie, this
Challenge of the week.
I like
Oh,
how you
yes,
cut
oh,
me off to
yes.
the challenge of the week, boy. I like how you did that, boy. We gotta have a
Oh,
discussion.
yeah,
We gotta have a
man.
discussion on that right
Yeah,
there, man.
yeah. So, yeah, oh, yes. The T is silent, by the way.
Yeah,
Cows, challenge of the
very
week.
solid.
The T is silent. What you got for us this week, Mr. Dean?
Hey man, you know me, I do the physical part of this, man. So it's something dealing with working out. As we going into these fall and winter seasons, you do not want to let yourself go. All right. You do not want to let yourself go. So I'm challenging anyone that watch our show, since the fall and winter season coming, you got Thanksgiving, Christmas coming, Halloween too, because that's a lot of candy eating. I want to challenge y'all to go get your gym membership. Okay. Because there's nothing wrong with eating the candy for Halloween, eating the Thanksgiving food, because I love it too. Christmas time, you got food, candy, cakes, boom. But you want to maintain healthy, what am I trying to say? You want to maintain the healthy body as you do those things. You don't want to just sit around. You don't want to just sit around and eat those things and get unhealthy. So I want to challenge anyone. If it ain't got to be no expensive gym. I ain't talking about no Lifetime Fitness where it's $150. Anytime Fitness that's in Tennessee, or Planet Fitness everywhere. I think those cheap. Out here where I stay at, we got a couple of good ones. I just want to challenge everybody: get you a gym membership and try to hit that bad boy 3 times a week, especially coming into the seasons that we are coming to, because this is the time of the year that you can get lazy and just sit around and do nothing. And then when it comes time, spring and summer, you be like, man, what happened? And that's what happened. So that's my challenge to everybody this week.
All right. And Dean does the physical. I try to do the mental. There was a movie back in the day. What About Bob? You remember that movie? Bill Murray.
Yeah. Yep.
So one of the things in that movie he got from his therapist was to baby step it, right? Baby step out the bed, baby step to the bathroom, baby step to the shower, baby step to the closet, baby step to the car, baby. This week I want y'all to get your baby steps in, man. It's like with me, I've had some struggles mentally. Thank the Lord, I've got my family and people like Dean in my life help keep me chugging along. But honestly, it starts with those little bitty steps. Like even me and my parenting, like what can I do today, right now, that could possibly help my sons or my daughters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just try to take these little bitty baby steps, and you put your head down and you keep grinding with those small steps. And then when you look back, it's like, man, we got a lot done together. So that's what I'm encouraging people out there to do this week.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man. So we're at the end of the show. Dean, I'm gonna go ahead and give you the last word. But before I do, cute means attractive in a pretty or endearing way. I love that shirt, man. I'm a Star Wars fan. I love Baby Yoda. Like, shout out to that shirt, man. All right, Dean.
It's called swag. It's called swag, my guy. But anyway, man, he cut me off again. But this is the last word I got for you, man. You know how it goes, man. We're living in a crazy time. So just love yourself, love each other. And that's one way we could try to come together as one in this crazy world that we're living in. Even for me, I've had times where I just don't like somebody. I don't. And a lot of you know me, you know that's true. But I had to go back and reflect on a lot of that stuff and be like, why I really don't like this person. It's something very small. At halftime it was something small, and be like, what if something happened to that person and they left and y'all never did make amends? I don't want that on my conscience. I really don't. So that's why I say, man, love yourself, love people. You got any beef? I had any beef with anybody? Make up, man. Make up for that. We living in a weird time in today's life. Very, very weird. From one day to the other, you don't know what's going to happen. From one day to the other, you don't know who's going to be around that's close to you, that's not close to you, but you know it's out there because you hear the news. And this is to all my people that I'm close with, that I'm acquainted with, that I'm friends with. I love you all. I love you all. And I want you to do well in whatever your careers is, whatever you do on a daily basis. I want you to do it well, and I want you to be happy as you do it. So I want everybody else to get like that too. It ain't gonna be no overnight success show. It takes time, but together we can do it. So that's what I want you to do. Love yourself, love your people, make amends with anybody that you have problems with, because life's too short to hold grudges. Peace and love. Catch y'all next week. Come around to next week, Joe.
Freestyle to the thanks for watching, B.
Man,
Let me tell you something. What's wrong with me saying that shirt is cute, bro?
That's by definition. I had to make the jokes. It is a pretty cool shirt, though.
It is, man. Do you even know?
I got a bunch of them. Yeah, I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I'm a vintage fan. I like.
What,
vintage clothes.
Are you watching? But it's not vintage. It's from The Mandalorian. That's a new show on Disney Plus.
Yeah, but Star Wars still itself is vintage.
Vintage. Okay. All right. I guess I'll take that, man.
The corporation Star Wars is vintage.
Mm-hmm.
But everything to feed off of it, it's new to us, but it'll be vintage one day. So I can say I had the shirt.
Let me tell you something, Dean. I really thought for trending topics you were going Dave Chappelle.
I want to, but you said I can't.
Because
you already know whose side I'm on in this shit. I'm on Chappelle's side, but I ain't gonna do it because you asked me not to.
Pay the man. We're still alive. So and it's not about choosing sides. It's about trying to understand somebody. Yeah, man. The post game show. See, you don't read your messages, man.
Damn, we live.
You don't read your messages. It's the post.
Because I'm finna say something. I'll be like, nigga, please. No.
After I tell you, like, oh man, we live, man. I was about to say the thing I just said.
Man, look here, man. Look. Okay.
That's all it is.
Since we still live, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna speak my piece, man.
Oh, man.
When it comes to the Chappelle,
wait. I think the main thing with Dave Chappelle is that we try to understand the whole scope of what he was trying to say. Right. First of all, people need to start understanding that comedy is literally looking for the line and deliberately crossing it in a funny way. That's also thought provocative. You know.
My thing to that is, okay, if you grew up in the 80s and 90s, which we did in the early 2000s, comedians back then was raw and uncut and uncensored. They said what the hell they wanted, when the hell they wanted, how they wanted, and didn't care if they offended you, because at the end of the day, guess what, my buddy? They're jokes. They're jokes. Right. You think Eddie Murphy, you think Richard Pryor, you think Robin Harrison, Red Fox was going to hold back on what they say about somebody because, we got to worry about the backlash? Hell no, they didn't care. And that's what made it funny. Man. Yeah. And I have nothing against, look, I ain't got nothing against you. If you're trans, you gay, whatever, that's your, do what you do. I don't hate you. Right. I don't hate you either way. I don't, because God told us not to hate you because of that. But it's a joke. People make jokes about black and white people all damn day.
Oh man, we laugh at the black jokes so hard. Come on, everybody collectively laughs at the black jokes.
Come on, man,
including black people.
Like,
I just think we have a big. I just think we have a better sense of humor. Maybe that's
you black as hell. I make jokes about you all the time, but do you hate me? Come on,
sometimes.
And I've been doing it for years. But I've been doing it for years, and it's all love. It's jokes. I'm just trying to make you ha. Hell, you done laughed at half of them. So I just think people need to take a step back, man. We so what you call it? We so just sensitive these days.
Yeah.
And it gets under my skin because I'm like, dude, they're jokes. He didn't intentionally go point at one individual transsexual and say nothing about them. He just made a joke.
But I think, especially with the punching up, punching down thing, right?
Yeah.
And this is not about us agreeing or disagreeing with what Mr. Chappelle had to say. I think the ideal is people need to look at the full scope of things, right? I don't think that any of Dave Chappelle's jokes have actually caused any sort of, I don't think Dave Chappelle is out there refusing people to rent certain places because of their sexual orientation or because of their gender, right? I don't think Dave Chappelle's jokes have gotten people fired. I don't think Dave Chappelle's jokes have caused violence, right?
Wow.
But the lady he was talking about, who was a trans woman who got on and had the nerve to defend him as a comedian and her own community, LGBTQ plus community, right? Just attacked so hard that I mean, I'm sure had other issues, but they attacked her so hard on Twitter that she eventually committed suicide. Like, I think for everybody in that community, for if you get anything out of that Chappelle show, that should make you stop and take a breath and just, whew. I was pretty critical of her defending a joke, her being a trans comedian defending Dave Chappelle's jokes. And I was so critical of her that she took her life. Like, where's the brotherhood? Where's the kinsmanship in that? Of saying, hey, fellow trans person, maybe you agree with Dave Chappelle, fine. That's your right. I think that's what we've lost sight of what the actual fight is about. The fight is about being able to have the right to agree or disagree with somebody, vaccine or whatever, but we got to stop doing this thing to ourselves and each other about tearing people down, taking people's livelihood and money. There are some people that definitely need it, like Weinstein. Yeah, you should have lost your job, your stake in the company, right? Cosby should have went to jail legally, but he should have went to jail. R. Kelly got sentenced. Like, yeah, bro, you should go to jail. With all this other stuff, I think we got to find a way to, compartmentalize it a little bit better than what we're doing.
And go right back to what I said about the vaccine. It's your body. You do the hell you want to it. I don't have to agree. I don't have to agree with it. I don't have to agree that you want to switch yourself from man to woman, woman to man. I ain't got to agree with it. I don't hate you because of it.
Right.
You didn't do nothing to me. So I don't hate you because of it. That's your prerogative. That's what you want to do. So you do what you want to do. All right.
Right.
Media is telling jokes. They're jokes. That's been going on for years.
It's their job. Right. They're not running for president.
It's been going on for years. And it used to be uncensored. And some of your older comedians, as Dave Chappelle is, your Eddie Griffins, your Bernie Macs, if he was still around, your Eddie Murphys, if he still did stand up, etc. If they still do stand-ups, they're not going to hold back because that's just what they've done. There are jokes. They talk about their own race. They talk about these black comedians. They talk about us. They talk about black people.
Right.
It's jokes to get done on white people. And we all in the audience together doing what? We're laughing. That's what we need in the world. Laughter.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Quit being so damn sensitive. The shit in the world that we need to be sensitive about, we not. But the shit in the world that we don't need to be sensitive about, we are. Chill out, man. They jokes. They're jokes.
Right. Yep. And like you said, your body, your choice is my body's choice. Using my mouth to call that shirt cute, man. Peace.